Liverpool have signed Florian Wirtz. It's official. I saw his dad. He looked just like a man who'd earned £6 million. Did you see him?
How did he? What,
the dad was going. The dad was buzzing. Yeah.
Was his manager or something like that?
Mate, he was certainly there.
Keep it in house, innit?
Unreal signing. Unreal signing.
It's about as good a signing as you could possibly make, isn't it? This window.
Yeah.
I mean, who cares about the money, right? They've got the money. They didn't spend anything last season. It will always be the conversation that dominates this.
And they're going to sell. Like they unlike other players. Like, you know, when we were just talking about Arsenal, and Arsenal have players that could leave. Not many of them are worth a lot of money. Zinchenko's not worth a huge amount of money. Trossard's not worth a huge amount of money. Whereas you look at the players that could leave Liverpool, Darwin Núñez worth a lot of money. Luis Diaz worth a lot of money. Jota worth a lot of money.
Do you know
Harvey Elliott worth a lot of money.
Curtis Jones.
This is a statement signing. This is exactly the signing they needed to make, and they appreciate obviously the fact that Man City are going to be making moves. Having Rodri and Foden, who's no doubt going to return to form at some stage, that's like having two world-class signings that they weren't available last season. So they had to do something like this, and this kid is special.
This is the type of signing that is saying to the Premier League that Arsenal, sorry, my Arsenal hat is on, that Liverpool is here for sheer dominance, and they want to try dominate the league for years.
They're putting everyone on notice, basically.
That's what because normally when Liverpool, they'll win the league and then they'll fall off.
They've never retained the. They haven't retained the league since '82.
Well, yeah, not in the Premier League era. Yeah. So now they're trying to show this is pure dominance here. This is a great player. I think he's got more than 20 goal involvements in the last 2 seasons in Germany.
Where do you think he plays? Because I said something on my channel where I said that I thought that it could mean it's curtains for Szoboszlai. I said that he's going to elevate that attacking midfielder option. He's going to give Liverpool a totally different dimension in that position. Szoboszlai's a very good footballer, but on the ball he's not quite as good. He doesn't score as many goals. I think he only got 7 last year. And I said that Florian Wirtz will play in that position. He'll be linking up with Mohamed Salah, and he will become Liverpool's attacking midfielder in place of Szoboszlai. A lot of people disagreed with me. They said that they think he will play out wide on the other wing.
From the stuff I saw at Leverkusen, it was some of the best stuff is when they were breaking centrally. I mean, he can play anywhere. It won't be a problem. It's just you know, when you watch some players play and there's just something special about them. They've got that magic. The way they strike the ball, how he doesn't need. He needs a moment's space just to get a shot off and find a pass. I think he's going to be magic.
He's that, like you said, Flav. He can play anywhere. He's that good. I think he can play false 9.
Yeah.
Even just like a Firmino. I'm not saying he's going to play there throughout the whole season. Yeah. He's that good with the link-up play to go to the wing or to Diaz or Salah.
Yeah. Frimpong as well signed as well. Good sign.
Who's his mate as well.
Amazing sign.
They're really good mates, aren't they?
Frimpong.
They've done well.
You get rid of Trent and you get Frimpong.
It's a good,
like one of the next best right wingers, wing backs.
Essentially for nothing as well, because Quanta's gone the other way for about 30 million as well, wasn't it?
And Kirkes to improve upon the hole in the team that Robertson's left, because Tsimikas isn't good enough.
No, they've definitely upgraded there. It looks lovely balance to what they've done.
This is what we knew about this though, because throughout the season I personally been saying, I think I've one of you boys even saying that we could see this was a Liverpool signing. The way how he plays.
Kirkes,
for Bournemouth, just bombing down the wing.
There's so many good left backs.
See, Robertson's another player. Like, they could end up bringing in quite a lot of money. I saw Atletico Madrid really interested in Andy Robertson. But yeah, I just can't see a world where Liverpool don't win it next year. I just feel like they've done exactly what you're supposed to do. Steven Gerrard's thing, you know that thing about fixing the roof when the sun's shining.
Yeah,
that's exactly what they've done. They're the best team in the country. They've won the league at a canter, really.
Yeah,
and then they've gone out and they've got better than everyone else. They've signed better players. They've done better business than everyone else.
They're going to win the league for you.
I can't see how anyone can stop them. I just don't. It's very rare that I feel like this. Like, you know, last year I predicted Arsenal to win the league. Obviously, I could envisage a world where Man City were to win it. I was wrong, but that would have been... I said Arsenal, but I thought Man City could. The year before, I said Arsenal, but obviously Man City were capable. This year, I just look at it and I go, well, Liverpool win the league and everyone else is competing for second place.
I don't really see a weakness in this Liverpool team, and the only weakness it could possibly be is their fullbacks, because they're 2 new fullbacks within the squad, but they've got...
AFCON maybe. Salah goes for AFCON.
Is it this year?
Is it this year? Okay.
But they're on about Frimpong playing in... I don't know enough about Frimpong, so perhaps somebody in the comments could also let me know.
I'll tell you.
They're on about Frimpong playing in Salah's position during AFCON.
We can do that, because he was doing that for Leverkusen when they won the league.
Really?
He was a flying wing back. He was scoring goals.
So he would play in front. You'd have a situation where down Liverpool's right, Salah goes to AFCON, Frimpong plays across the front line, and Conor Bradley plays right.
That could happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but that could definitely be a possibility.
Options,
he's very good up front. He could definitely play up the wing.
That's
definitely.
Wild, isn't it?
Yeah, I love what City's done. Their business. I think that
City.
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to rival Liverpool?
I think they're going to win the league.
You think City win the league?
I think it's a crazy thing to say.
No, it's not crazy at all.
I think
Of
it's
course
one.
Guardiola. It's just crazy from my perspective
I've
because I
reserved
don't think they
judgment on
can.
that.
Yeah, one or two. I think Aït-Nouri is a better left back than Xerxes. Not Xerxes, sorry.
Yeah, just Kirkes.
But
Kirkes,
Flav,
yeah.
are you saying that because
I've
yes,
just
Man
been
City,
more impressed out of the two of them consistently. I think for Wolves, he's been sensational.
but Rory, are we looking at this from an old lens, I should say? Because obviously we say, okay, Man City's going to win the league, but we're still referring to, okay, the Gundowans, the Kevin De Bruyne's, obviously Rodri's still there.
That's massive. Him coming back is
informed
massive.
John Stones, an informed Carl Walker. These players are all going. They're all gone now. This is a brand new squad. So Pep Guardiola's still got a lot to do. Not saying that he's not going to make them challenge, and they're still not going to be up there. But I don't think it's clear cut. Man City's going to win the league because they've got at least 5 or 6 new signings that's come into this squad, even from last season, that they're still bedded in.
I don't think they will. Why do you think they will? You just think that Guardiola will get it right and you're
Yeah, it
impressed
doesn't
with the
work
business?
like that.
And returning the best player in the world to return into their midfield,
Who?
Rodri.
Yeah, but
How do you think he'll recover from the...
It takes a while. Having watched a couple of our players having ACLs recently, it does take a while, especially if pace is a part of your game. But they do get back there, and he's being managed correctly. He's doing 30 minutes here and there with Guardiola at this stage. I just think with Rodri coming back, with Foden going to be returning to form at some stage, surely, plus the business that they've done is, I just think there's no way Pep Guardiola has another season like last one.
It'd be quite underwhelming for Liverpool to have the season that they had last year, to then go this gung-ho in the transfer window and not win the league. It would be a little bit... I just feel like all the signings that they're making.
I'll be very impressed if Pep Guardiola wins the
It would
league
be his biggest achievement in England.
with this squad.
Yeah.
I'll be very impressed because Flav, Rory, right now off the top of your head, we could probably name Liverpool's best 11, even with their new signings. You couldn't name me Man City's best 11 right now. You couldn't.
No, it's
There's
tricky.
too much players. There's too much new players. We don't know the system. He's got new fullbacks. We don't know.
I think
So for that to all gel within one season with this against this Liverpool team that still has the spine of Alisson, VVD, they've still got Salah there. They've got McAllister and Gravenberch is looking like a good spine. They just added Wirtz. They might.
I agree with everything you're saying as well.
They've still got a gel as a squad. Man City's still going to be there, but I don't think it's clear cut. I'll be so impressed if Pep Guardiola gets these boys up and running straight away.
It would be huge.
It'll be huge.
It really would be huge.
Especially for this team.
But I feel like Liverpool have it in the bag. You're thinking of making some big moves finally in the transfer window. I thought you were going to hijack Brian Mbeumo, but that hasn't. It's not looking like that's gone your way. But Eze again.
I as much as I rate him and I'd love him at Tottenham, it's a bit odd.
I don't like the direction of this. The
I'm
direction of
looking at him
travel
like,
here.
ooh, step
The
steady.
direction of travel here is
Step
mental.
steady, Flav.
So I'm listening. You've piqued my interest. What?
Go on.
Right. So if you're spending £68 million on him with the release fee, probably you might get him in for less than that. The reported £20 million instalments would get him over the line. Got to play him in his best position, which is a 10.
Right.
He can play wide, but you don't spend that money in bringing him and play him out of position. So my potential issue, and bring him in 100%. But you kind of got Maddison and Kulusevski who play there already.
Maddison doesn't come close.
Forget Maddison.
Doesn't come close to Eze.
Yeah, they don't play the same sport.
We're not doing this again.
No, but
That's
it's
fair.
true
That's
though.
not-
Everyone knows your opinions
No,
on that.
I have a bias. I acknowledge the bias, and of course, cards on the table. Yes, I do. I don't rate him as highly as everyone else. But that doesn't mean that this is wrong. Ebere Eze is just a different class altogether.
Yeah,
of
he
footballer
is.
compared to James Maddison.
I
He is.
agree. Well, no, hang on. I don't agree. I think they're in a similar ballpark.
No.
Actually, I think you've been unfair on Maddison for a long time, and I think there's other things at play here.
Not of late. Not of late.
Maddison is underrated significantly, and he was
Incredibly overrated.
no.
There's at least
But the point
65 to 70% of the time when Eze is on the pitch, he's probably the best player on the pitch.
yeah, I
Like,
agree.
I don't get that with Maddison.
I agree with you.
Yeah, for England.
I'm just looking at us, and look, it could be that but when we had Eriksen, Dele Alli, and there was an element of rotation there, and I'm just thinking about it in two simplistic ways. I just think if he has to, if we buy him in for that money, he has to play in his best position,
Which is
a 10.
what's his best position?
I think it's centrally, yeah. But for Palace, for centrally.
So centrally,
But he was. He
he
could do it on the
play
left
wide.
though.
And no, he can play
He plays
wide, but you
wide.
don't spend that kind of money and play him out.
So you think centrally, Kulusevski plays wide.
Yeah, he can play on the right hand side, but
Yeah.
I think the way Frank has specifically talked about him, he sees him centrally. He said, "I'm a central midfielder. I'm not a wide player."
I don't think I've ever more passionately disagreed with anything that you've ever said. This is actually like a landmark moment.
What is it you think I'm saying?
What I thought you would say
Yeah.
with regard to being linked with Ebere Eze, I thought you would have said, when we were talking about Liverpool and you went, it doesn't matter what the money is, you just get Wirtz if you can get Wirtz.
Yeah.
I thought you would adopt a totally similar strategy with regard to Ebere Eze for any club. I thought you would have gone, it doesn't matter who it is, it doesn't matter what the money is. If Ebere Eze, player of that quality, a proven footballer, a winner, taken Crystal Palace to their first ever trophy, somebody that has led the club so well.
What do you think I'm saying here?
It sounds to me like you're lukewarm on him because you already have James Maddison,
yeah.
which is wild.
And Kulusevski. But I'm not lukewarm. I think it's a great signing. I just, at the moment, given the fact that we are loaded in that position already, perhaps there's an opportunity for the money to be spent elsewhere. That's a conversation.
But you got a player that you could potentially get a player that could do it in the middle and definitely do it on the left, because they had Sarr, Eze, and then they had Mateta up front, and he was still creating everything from the left hand side.
Yeah, but they were kind of had 2 10s. That's what you played with, 2 10s. So.
Who would take that? Kulusevski.
But we don't play
and
that.
Eze.
We don't play that.
We're talking about one of the most prodigious and sought after footballers in the country. And you've acted like I've said, do you want to sign Dixon Atuhu?
I'm telling you, you are so wide of the mark with James Maddison. That
Am I?
Yes, both of you are.
no.
Yeah.
If Arsenal triggered Eze's release clause today, I'll be ecstatic, because that means he has to fight out with Odegaard, and I'll be fine with that. He's that good.
I agree with you.
He is that good. He's
This
a game
is
changer.
a rare moment because I completely disagree with everything that you said there, and I 100% agree with everything that you've said there.
Can I just ask one thing, just one question quickly? Flav, rank these 3 players: Eze, Kulusevski, or Maddison.
Yeah, you probably...
No. Just rank. Just one,
Just
2,
say,
3.
well played, sir.
Let me rank. Go
Well
on.
played, sir.
Go on. Let me hear.
I'd probably go Maddison as
And that is where we're going to end the video. Thank you so much to everybody for watching. Thank you so much to everybody for listening. I'd like to apologise immediately for Flav's ridiculously tribal takes there.
Do not apologise for me.
I will apologise.
I stand
I
on
don't
this.
respect you. I will not accept you
I don't-
apologising
well,
for me.
establish I don't respect you. I don't respect you.